Welcome back to part 2 of Prophet Nooh's story. In the last episode, we learned how Iblis finally managed to trick humanity into worshipping idols. That's when Allah sent Prophet Nooh alayhi salam to bring us back to the straight path. This episode is actually quite eventful, so let's jump right into it. The Prophethood is where we come to learn about the heroes who spread Allah's word. The Prophethood, their stories teach us right from wrong. Let's walk in their footsteps, let's visit the Prophethood.
I have been patiently waiting for part 2.
Have you now? Well, I can assure you that you and our friends are gonna love part 2. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Prophet Nooh alayhi salam was a righteous man, and he was known amongst his people for being honest and humble. He started to invite his people to Allah by reminding them of the huge favors Allah bestowed on them. Don't you guys see all the great blessings Allah gave you? He gave you your life and your health. He blessed you with children and your homes. Let's do the right thing and follow the way of our father Adam. Let's go back to worshipping Allah alone. People were not happy with Nooh's message. They were used to their little idols and didn't want to change their ways, even if Nooh made sense. They argued back, but their arguments weren't really solid. So they were just arguing for the sake of arguing. Nooh alayhi salam also tried to motivate them by telling them about the beauty of Jannah and how they would end up there if they worshipped Allah alone. Despite all of this, Nooh wasn't having much luck. His people just didn't want to listen and refused to follow him. Even his wife and one of his 4 sons refused to listen. But he didn't lose hope or focus. He continued trying and trying. He invited them to Allah during the day and even during the night. He invested every ounce of effort he had and used all sorts of methods to win them over. But he wasn't getting anywhere. Initially, his people just ignored him. They started putting their hands over their ears whenever he was around so they don't hear a word he says. But Nooh cared a lot about his people and wanted to save them. So what did he do? He persisted, and they did not like that. So they started to poke fun of him. That didn't stop Nooh either, and the making fun slowly turned to insults. They accused him of being crazy, and they tried to tarnish his reputation. They also taught their kids to call him names, and soon enough, Nooh became the laughingstock of his entire community.
This is not the way to treat a prophet of Allah, or any person for that matter.
No, it's not easy, but you know what? Things got even worse. Eventually, people started beating him up. But the worse things got, the more patience Nooh displayed. Why? Because he was committed to Allah and his mission. Question for you and our audience, AZ. How long do you think Nooh continued to invite his people to Allah?
2 years?
Not quite. This continued for 950 years. Imagine, he kept on trying for 950 years. If there's one thing Nooh's story teaches us, it's to be patient and persistent. Never give up, no matter what. And don't give up on people either. If your friend or relative doesn't pray, be patient and keep trying to convince them. My people, Nooh said, please listen to me and accept the truth before it's too late. But they refused to listen. You know what, Nooh? Bring the punishment on, they said to him. That is not smart. During this time, only a small amount of people decided to follow Prophet Nooh. And when I say small, I mean small, like not more than 80 people. Can you imagine only 80 followers in 950 years? And Allah, in His infinite knowledge, told Prophet Nooh alayhi salam that there would be no more people who would follow his call. That was it. Even if Prophet Nooh continued his mission for another 1,000 years, nobody else would follow him. So Allah instructed him to build an ark, or a massive boat, and when he sees water spilling out of his oven, that was the sign to get on the ship with all his followers in order to stay safe from the flood. Allah also instructed him to put a male and female pair of every type of animal on the ark as well, to ensure the survival of all animal species. So Nuh alayhi salam got straight to work. People would pass by and ask, "What are you doing? Are you building a boat in the middle of the desert? You were a prophet and now you're suddenly a carpenter making a boat out of wood? Are you serious? We knew you were crazy all along, but this is something else." But Nuh alayhi salam didn't let their words distract him from his mission. He continued to work hard without any delay. After a lot of hard work, the ark was finally finished. It was humongous, and it had several levels so that it could fit all the different types of animals. And shortly after, Nuh saw something really weird. He saw water spilling out of his oven. Ovens are obviously hot because there's fire inside, so when water spills out of your oven, it definitely catches your attention. When he saw this, he remembered Allah's sign. This was the sign to get on the ark. So Nuh alayhi salam ran and started telling all his followers to get on the ship. "Run! Run! Get on the ark! Quickly!" Nuh's followers started to run towards the ark and climb on board. People were watching this spectacle, and they were just laughing at what they were seeing. "Look at these crazies! What are they doing? What has Nuh done to them?" Unfortunately, Nuh's wife and son also watched. But as Nuh's followers were running for their lives and assembling on the ark, it started to get very, very dark, and drops of water began to fall from the sky. And then it started to pour. It's like taps had just been opened with full force. Water started to gush out of the ground as well, and the water level in the city started to rise. Nuh's enemies continued to laugh and said, "Looks like Nuh got lucky today with a bit of rain. Let's take cover in our houses. Seems like it's gonna be a bad storm." But the water levels continued to rise until the ark began to float. The houses in the city were almost completely submerged under the water. The flood had arrived. The ark was rocking back and forth in the rising water as it was pounded by waves as big as mountains. It was windy and lightning filled the sky. All of a sudden, Nuh spotted his son who refused to believe in him floating in the water. He called out to him, "Son, what are you doing? Join us before you perish." "Don't worry about me," the son said. "I'll save myself by getting to a nearby mountain. I don't need your help. I'm not going to join you and your followers." Nuh's son chose not to follow his father. He rejected the Prophet, and he chose to reject Allah. Nuh watched his son and prayed that he would be saved. But the storm was too violent, and he very quickly disappeared under the waves. After some time, Allah ordered the rain to stop and the earth to swallow the floodwater. The ark landed on a mountain, and once Nuh confirmed that it was safe to come down from the ship, he allowed everyone to step off the ark, including all the animals. It was a new beginning for Nuh and his followers, and it was their job now to rebuild the earth.
It is sad that the people of Prophet Nooh chose to reject Allah and his messenger, and perished as a result.
It is easy, especially when they got a 950-year chance. But this story is a lesson in patience and persistence. Prophet Nooh alayhi salam continued trying for 950 years. He never gave up and was patient the whole time. And he only stopped because Allah told him to. The message to us is that we shouldn't lose hope if we're trying to help someone get closer to Allah. We shouldn't give up if we're on a mission, whatever that mission is. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time for another awesome story. And from me and AZ, peace out. The Prophethood is where we come to learn about the heroes who spread Allah's word. The Prophethood, their stories teach us right from wrong. Let's walk in their footsteps, let's visit The Prophet